What's going on, guys? My name's Matt, and sometimes I make videos and put them on the internet whenever I decide to record them and then post them. Um, Man, what a killing sweet video we got for you today. Today is Saturday. It's Sunday. Wow, good thing my brain's on top of things. I'm gonna eat some chicken while we talk, but I wanted to talk about a couple funny things, or one funny thing, and then one thing I just want to talk about. But I think Huntington Bank, like the actual bank itself, watches my YouTube channel. Because it's like twice now that I've complained about something, and then they fix it. Before we talk about that, let me go on to my chicken rant. I don't like chicken very much. If I have to compare it to all the other meats that are in this world, chicken's my least favorite. Turkey and chicken are pretty much next to each other, but weirdly enough, I do like turkey a little more than I like chicken. Don't put this as I don't like chicken. I'm physically eating chicken for dinner, so trust me, I like chicken enough where I can eat it and not be like, "Ugh." But I'm just meaning, if you have all the meats, chicken's my last one I'm gonna pick, right? Because I just care the least about it. And I really don't like chicken that's reheated. Okay, so like this chicken, funny enough, in that first minute clip I was talking, you could see the food like floating through my mouth. It's because the chicken is hard now because it was reheated in a microwave, and because it's hard, I couldn't actually chew it. So I was just gumming around the piece of chicken, which, gotta do what you gotta do, but it looked funny singing on camera, and then I paused the video, and it took me a good minute to actually get the chicken to chew up. So I was like, oh well, apparently it's a little too dry, which is funny because it's greasy as fuck, like it's dripping in grease. But apparently it's hard enough where I can't just chew it, which sucks. And the other thing about that is, I feel the exact same way about potatoes. I hate reheated potatoes. Like, cook me a potato, french fries, anything. If it's heated for the first time, it's fantastic. But the moment you go to reheat it, it either gets so crispy that it's like hard, or it does the complete opposite, where it's so moist that it's like soggy. There's never really like a, well, I mean, at least that I know of, there's no real way to get it. Maybe an air fryer. Everybody's obsessed with air fryers nowadays. I mean, I literally have friends of mine that don't use their stove because all they do is cook in their damn air fryer. So maybe an air fryer would be able to refry french fries. But like, for instance, these french fries came with the chicken, right? They've been sitting in a bag. You can see this thing is kind of flimsy until it broke. It's cold, naturally, because it was kept in the refrigerator. But like, the french fry is like wet. It's like a wet french fry because it's just got this wetness to it, right? But it's like shriveled up because it's been sitting. I mean, it's only a couple days old, so don't worry. I'm not trying to eat like a french fry that's like 2 weeks old. I'm just meaning, like, in general, you when it comes to potatoes in my life, it seems like you gotta eat the damn potato when you make it, and if you don't, then it just doesn't taste as good. Again, it's not one of those things where I'm telling you it's the worst taste in the world. I'm just meaning, you know, I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste, or the feeling of it in my mouth, knowing that it used to be something different. But all right, back to now my back to Huntington Bank, right? So I can't remember the first one off the top of my head, but I can tell you for sure I know what the second one is that I can reference, because I mean, it's literally like they listen to my videos. It's kind of scary. I remembered what the first one was while I was eating. So, overdraft protection through Huntington. I understand not every bank has it, but it's pretty obvious. You pay for something, you don't have it in your bank. Your bank will cover it as long as you have overdraft protection on. Um, your bank will cover it for you, and then you have 24 hours to put that money back in that they replaced for you. Um, Usually at that point, you can't really put too much into the thought of saying like, well, what if you didn't notice that they took your money out? Because you should be on top of your finances enough to know that. On top of, you know, uh, if you didn't pay attention to it and it ended up racking up, then it kind of is on you. It's not on them. But I used to have this issue with Huntington for the longest time because what would happen is I would know that something's going to be taking money out of my account. Say I knew my cell phone bill was due on Thursday, but I'm going to get paid on Friday. So, of course, here we are. I need the money the day before I'm going to have the money. So, I liked having the overdraft protection because if you turn that on, then when my cell phone takes out the money on Thursday, even though I didn't have it, since I had overdraft protection, Huntington paid for it, and since I was getting my money on Friday and then would then deposit it Friday, then it would cover that overdraft protection and everything would be fine. Well, sometimes, unfortunately, you know, it might happen earlier in the week. So, say I'm going to get paid on Friday, but now something has taken money out on a Tuesday. 24 hours gives me until the end of Wednesday to get the money in, and then Thursday I'm going to be charged an overdraft fee for not having the money that I owe Huntington back in the bank. Problem is, if you didn't take more than $25 from Huntington, they didn't email you. So the issue was is I would overdraft my account by $3 and then get to my account a week later and find out that I owe over $100 for $3 charge that Huntington covered for me and then never told me they covered it. Like literally, never emailed, never nothing. Never even telling you, hey, which again, that's what I was saying in the beginning. It's kind of partially my fault because I wasn't paying attention to my finances, and stuff like that. I was just assuming I was good when I should have and could have easily just looked at my bank account to figure out that I was overdraft and stuff like that. But it was this big annoyance of being like, Huntington, it was $3 fucking. Like, I understand if I overdrafted my account by like $75, $100, and then you start, charging me money. But for $3, you're gonna charge me $100 for three. And I complained about that on Facebook or on YouTube all the time about how much I hated Huntington Bank for their stupid ass overdraft fee charges. I ended up turning overdraft off to stop doing that because it's not a good life to live in when you physically let your bank account run past zero and the knowledge that the next day you're going to put the money in. It's just not a good way to live. So I turned overdraft protection off so that way I would actually have to have the money when I needed the money. It was like getting rid of a failsafe that I shouldn't have been leaning on so much. And I don't know, maybe like after 6 to 9 months of me constantly complaining about how stupid it was that Huntington did that, Huntington completely changed it up and was like, now if you charge over $25 is when the charges start happening. So now you can overdraft your Huntington account by $20. And as long as you pay it within the next, your next paycheck, they don't care. So you literally can have a negative $20 account for a week until you pay it off if you want, and Huntington doesn't care, which I thought was hilarious because I was getting charged $1.50, and I was paying $100 in late fees because of $1.50, but yet now they do it so you can take up to $25 from them and they don't charge you. That was number one. Number two, um, actually, funny enough, it's another one of those things where you forget about it once because at the time I was complaining about it all the time, so it was there in my head. But now they fixed it, so things are gone, and so I have to remember what life was like before they fixed it to try to remember what it was that drove me crazy. Well, being as we're already at 9.5 minutes in, I don't quite remember exactly off the top of my head what the second one was, but I know that there's three things. But I'll just bring it to the most recent one, the reason I'm even talking about this in the first place, and that's merely the fact that I've been complaining. I mean, you can literally anything you see that has the word bank in any of my titles in the last 6 months, you can literally listen to it and listen to me fucking rant about how angry Huntington Bank makes me. the sense of the weird diagram of the map that is how life works at Huntington Bank. And I have this note card here. I don't even know if I can draw this correctly, but obviously you're going to start with the square of bank. Bank, right? Okay, so now I have my paycheck and today is Friday, okay? Well, yeah, Friday. If I take my paycheck, hold up, I'm going to draw another square or rectangle thing, and I'm going to put check in there. Okay, so there's my diagram. You see this? There's the check and there's the bank, okay? If I take the check and I take it to the bank on Friday, and I have them deposit the money, it takes until Monday. For the, let's just put a square here and put money. Boom. See this? Oh, opposite. Paycheck, Friday, into the bank. It gets deposited on Monday, and there's your money, right? So say it's Saturday. I take check, I put it into bank. Saturday. It's not available till Tuesday. Right? So it makes sense. You put money on Friday, it comes on Monday. You put it in on Saturday, it comes in on Tuesday. Right? Now, Huntington Bank. This is the way they used to do it, right? Now, you put money in on Friday, it gets put in on Tuesday. You put money in on Saturday, it gets put on Tuesday. They just gave up on Mondays. I don't know what it is. It's like, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the government or what, one day somebody was like, we're no longer doing banking on Mondays. Fuck Mondays, okay? Now, that's not even the part that bothers me, right? Say you take your check Friday, this first line here, right? You take check, you take it to Friday. Boom, boom, boom. Now, instead of depositing that money, you get cash, okay? You take the cash option. If you do it on Friday and you take the cash option, you get it right then. Cash. Friday. Same with Saturday. You get the cash on Saturday if you go in on Saturday to ask for cash. Right? So here's my diagram explaining this to you here. So here we are. We went to the bank and we deposited the check to the bank, but we decided to get cash instead of wait for money to enter the account so that we got it on the day that we took it, right? Which I know I'm drawing this and I explain this and you guys are like, you're an idiot. What are you getting at? I'm getting there, I promise. So say on Friday, you arrive, take your money to the bank, you accept cash, you get the cash option, okay? So Friday, you get your money on Friday. If you leave that bank and you drive back to the bank, just literally around the bank, right? Literally accept the cash, drive around, and go back to the bank and deposit the money. Just the dollars, not the check, the dollars. Your money hits your account on Friday. And I'm not gonna draw the Saturday one because I'm already getting a bunch of arrows, and it's just literally going to repeat the same thing that Friday did. It's just going to come down here and go over and then back up and over. So regardless, so if you put the money in on Friday and then you put the money in, or you put and you put the cash money in on Saturday, it goes in the day you put it in. So my whole problem and the whole complaint I've had about this whole situation is why can't I take my check and have it deposited right then instead of having to do this whole background bullshit where I have to receive cash, then get back in line to then deposit the cash to my account to make sure that the cash gets placed in there instantaneously. Now, my mom or other adults, people who've lived on this earth much longer than I have, that have asked this question to, or have brought this situation up to, most of them explain it as thus, or as follow. They probably do that in the sense so that way they can guarantee that the check itself clears before they give you the money. Okay, I get that. Now, if it's a personal check, understand that. You don't know if that other person's got the money or not. I am depositing a bank check from my work. My work is Comfort Inn and Suites. They are not a small name brand. They are large. Trust me. They have the money to pay me, okay? So then my biggest problem was, why can't Huntington understand? Oh, look, this guy, he's worked for this job for 2 years. Every other week, he comes with the same size paycheck to this bank, and we make him wait 4 days to get his money because it's got a process. But what if we decided that instead of making him wait, we put it in right away because his bank or his company slash the amount of times that he's brought in those checks into this work and they've never failed, that we would just give it to him because we know it's going to work. And if it doesn't work, then they chase after the company and not the person who made the money. Which sounds like, whoa, that does sound like such an easy idea. Why wouldn't anybody think of that? Well, here we are. I've been complaining about this for 9 months. I've literally drove my friends and my family nuts about the crazy of understanding how banking works and how it makes literally 0 sense as to why I can put cash money in on the exact same day and have it put in, but I can't do it with a check only because they have to wait for it to clear. But if you have to wait for it to clear, then how can you give me cash for the check? That's the part that people are, like pretend to not pay attention to. Oh, well, they have to wait to clear the check. That's why it has to go into the account. Well, if they have to wait for it to clear to get it into my account, then why are they giving me cash for it? They shouldn't be able to give me cash if the check isn't going to clear, right? So if the check is clearly going to clear, why can't the bank put the money into the account? I know I'm sounding like I'm ranting and raving about this, but I actually can't anymore because guess what? I've complained about it so much on YouTube that finally Huntington decided to pull their head out of their ass and actually made this thing where the other day I was driving home from work, just like Huntington Bank commercial comes on the radio, and it's like, are you sick and tired? Like literally, it was like it was speaking to me. You know, it was like, are you sick and tired of putting your check in and having to wait 3 or 4 days for it to be clear? Now use Huntington Smart something, and you now it's literally set up to the point where, of course, you have to have it set up to the app and stuff. And I'm still not set up to do that, so I still have to wait. But still, it's that natural fact that now they have it in the app where you can take a picture of your check, and as long as you've worked for that company for 6 months, at least 6 months, and your paycheck is relatively the same over and over again, Huntington now just gives you the money instead of making you wait. And it's just like, how is it 2021 that this is just now coming out? I think it's crazy. I'm just some weird average Joe dude. I can promise you that if I care this much about it, there are a lot of people out there that have cared this much about it because I normally don't care about most things. So to care this much about something when I normally don't care about anything is pretty big, okay? So if I'm this way, then other people have to be this way about it. And there's another reason why Huntington finally did come out with it, because I'm sure people complained all the time. This makes 0 sense. It's like literally knowing a backdoor transaction that the bank also knows about, in the sense of that I can literally just get cash, give them my check, get cash, leave the line, get back in line, pull back up to the window, give the woman the cash she just handed me, and it goes instantly into my account. It's just like, it made no sense. No sense that there was this backdoor thing you could do to get your money in your account that day instead of having to wait the 3 or 4 days. And now Huntington's just like, hey, we'll just do it for you because we're nice like that. And it's like, you son of a bitch, you're lying. You're lying because I've only complained about this for 9 months now. It's probably been more than 9 months, to be honest. I think it was in 2020 that I was complaining about it, so I'm sure it's been over a year. But I'm just meaning, it's crazy, you know. So now I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Huntington Bank must clearly watch my YouTube channel because, you know, how would they know that we're all so angry about it? But hey guys, I gotta go. I have to go to work, is what I was gonna say as I'm sitting at work. But no, I have to go do work, as you can tell by the clock in the upper right hand corner, which I'm sure maybe some of you have noticed since it's red and it doesn't match to normal colors. But that was actually kind of cool. I hit nowhere near the lens, but it still looked like it was coming right the fuck at the lens. But yeah, I still got some stuff I need to finish up here at work, like for work, and and then I gotta start like opening up breakfast and everything, and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna go. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, a like would be much appreciated. If you're a part of the channel, you could leave a comment telling me what's up, because it seems like I keep telling people, leave me a comment to let me know this, leave me a comment to let me know that, and no one leaves a comment. So now I'm starting to wonder, either A, nobody watches the entire video, so they don't see the ending part where I say leave a comment, or B, they do see it and they just don't, which is okay. Well then, fuck you. I remember something else. I was also going to talk about, I'm not talking about it now because it will drag this on for even longer, but I was also going to talk about how YouTube changed something that I've also been explaining to YouTube for the last like 8 years. How, you know, and maybe some of you haven't noticed this, but if you look at a YouTube video now, it will tell you the amount of people who like it, but it does not tell you the amount of people who dislike the video. And this was done because of, as I've explained to YouTube a million times, dislikes don't matter. People think when they dislike a video that somehow that has like some correlation to fuck over the person that they disliked, not understanding a dislike button clearly just shows the person who made the video that you didn't like it. That's it. YouTube doesn't charge you money. They don't take money from you. You know, there's literally channels on YouTube that get dislikes in the amount of numbers that people get likes. Like, they chase after dislikes because, again, it does not matter. Only thing that matters is the likes, okay? And I've explained this to people, and I find it funny because, you know, you get the video where I'll like, for instance, I recorded my short video. It was like a minute and a half long of the very short clip I made of the day that I was born. I was just explaining, like, today was the day, or I've explained the story of the day I was born. And it was really short, right? Had 7 people like it and 1 person dislike it, which was okay. Thanks for disliking that I was born. But it really just come down to the point of, like, I don't know who or why that 1 person disliked the video, but I will guarantee you they maliciously did it. They watched it and was like, this is bullshit, I don't like this, dislike, I hope YouTube blocks you, or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, people dislike, and the assumption that when they hit that button that, like, sirens go off and YouTube swats your house and, like, hog ties you and throws you in a van and takes you to their headquarters and tortures you until you remove the video or something. Like, it's not how life works. A dislike, like I said, was clearly and only put on there because there's a like button, so it would make sense to have a not like button. And the second thing was, it's just clearly there to tell the person that made the video that you either liked it or you didn't like it. So now they eliminated that completely. So now when you like a video, it will say, hey, look, X amount of people liked the video. If you dislike a video, so what? It ruins the ability of having a bunch of people jumping on this hype train of finding somebody's video that people don't like because maybe they talk about something that they don't agree with, and then they get 500,000 people to dislike the video as to try to, like, tell this guy to go fuck himself and all this other stuff. And YouTube was just like, look, we're not trying to breed hatred, so they just removed the dislike button. Well, they didn't remove it, they left it so you could still dislike it, but it doesn't even tell me. So nowadays, if you dislike my video, YouTube doesn't even tell me you disliked it. So they literally just put a button that you're clicking on. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And every time you click on it, it literally does nothing. Nothing. So It's whatever. Anyways, I'm going. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't, then I guess hit that dislike button since y'all fucking love to smash the damn thing so much. Anyways, I'm going. I'm going home. I thought I threw my hat in the trash can. I was that close. But instead, I hit the printer. And yes, I was wearing a hat inside to hide this beautiful hair from you guys because I didn't want anybody to get any ideas, try to copy this hairdo because it's one in a lifetime opportunity to look as fucking fresh and fly as this motherfucker.